guys, welcome back to Voidheart. Sadly, we are missing 2 players, but we are going to soldier on as we do. We're going to continue on without them. Todd is absent because his sister has given birth, and he's got a new niece or nephew. Congratulations to Todd.
All I'm going to say is that's no excuse because I'm here.
Yeah, that's a fair point. You're his brother. You should... And also, Tumble, Chris will not be here because Tumble and Chris are up in London getting ready for the weekend where MCM London Comic Con is going on.
Come join us.
Yes, we'll be there Saturday. But I don't know why you say come join us because this will come out after it.
You should have joined us.
Next Thursday.
Join us, time travelers.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? If someone turned up at the Comic Con and did that, that'd freak me the fuck out. You know that, right? He's like, I've seen... He's got like a mechanical backpack on and everything. Well, that'd scare the shit out of me. Okay, so let's go with a quick catch up. Normally I'd ask someone else to do it, but seeing as Chris and Todd aren't here, let's just get on with it. So last session you defeated Eris and Discordia, and in doing so, prompted Nefneria to turn up just in the nick of the time to intercept Jaxis before she could fly up and fight you. Which was a good, because you guys were shattered after that combat, and all near dead. The explosive force of Eris's detonation, however, her supernovae, absolutely destroyed the rest of the Nordling host below the airship, and badly injured Jaxis. In the resulting explosion, however, Jaxis and Nefneria vanish, and they leave a crater behind. You go down and explore the crater to find the last Void General, where Dolaf begins to just shoot arrows mercilessly down into Void Carls and the General alike. And Tumble finds his second to last key, pockets that. You fly south to the Sisters to meet the other host coming from Isil Capula, the Larithian army. I can't remember who met Phyrexian and the Silver Dragonborn General. Was it? I think it was Sister, wasn't it? Or was it Vhagar? It was definitely Vhagar. I don't know.
I didn't have much to say to them, at least.
I think we all spoke to him.
Yeah, and Phyrexian was told about his golden dragon wife, and he decided to run off and head back to go basically tend to the eggs they had made together. And with a short amount of talk to the Dragonborn, I can't really remember the conversation, but you did speak to the Dragonborn General quite a bit. And a meeting ensues on the Voidheart on the ship. Prince Jaslyn was there, and the Grand Druid was there, and all of you were there, including Anowin, Dolaf's father. And you all talk about how to defeat Nyx, because the tendrils, the shadowy tendrils that are rising up in the middle of the crater, are obviously a gateway, and Vhagar knows that Nyx is coming, and that's where she'll be coming from. But after some discussion, Anowin mentions that in the past, heroes and adventurers and champions have sought blessings from deities so that they can get past the defences of gods and goddesses. And also will protect you while you're in the void, allowing you to travel there to defeat Nyx forever, basically. And after the meeting is done, it was said that you guys would travel around. You've got about roughly 2 weeks or so till the gate is fully formed. And you would travel around and attempt to figure out how to get these blessings. Although Dolaf did say to his father if he could go home and check the Erenspire library to see if there are any tales or stories. And do some research, father. Do your job. And after that, the prince also said that the Larithian army would move north to retake Ragnarok and occupy the capital city there. After that, the Voidheart crew decides to move west after orders from Arliaden saying that he had someone to meet at the Fire Vault. But then again, he immediately switched to the Arliaden that everyone knows and loves, I think, and said, no, we're not going there, we're not going there at all, ignore what I said. And that's when Dolaf set the Voidheart into overdrive and just soared off northwest. So today we begin just as the midday is arriving and you guys are soaring across the ever-living Vidar, just above the tree line by a couple 100 feet. And because of course Tumble and Arliade are not here, I will let them take a back seat for the entire session.
Hey Arne, share your Stoopwaffle. Do it.
Okay, I will take you also to the map so you can like do a little bit of exploring if you want.
Yes, please.
For canon reasons, Tumble and all Edinburgh have the shits. So.
Well, Tumble knows how to use the ship, so we can just say that he's busy piloting. Yeah.
And our Aiden is insane, so
He's also
it's a fired.
violent diarrhea. Pair up. Violent diarrhea.
I'm really tempted to find some of the Final Fantasy airship music and play that.
Do it.
Go for it.
Oh god. Yeah, you guys can roleplay and stuff and tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm just restarting my roll 20 because it's slow as hell.
Fair enough.
Are we convinced we should be heading to the fire vaults? There's still a fight to the north.
Well,
Do you reckon we can help in any capacity?
At the very least, I'd like to get intelligence, even if we can't help.
No, that'd work. Go on some form of scouting mission. We do seem to have the ultimate device of scouting beneath us.
okay, I'm not deaf anymore.
Sorry, I said it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, don't worry, it's not you.
I was just saying, Vagor, that I'd quite like to head to the north to see how the battle goes there.
Yes, well, I actually at some point probably need to head far west. Southwest, I believe.
To the wildlands.
Can I have the overland map for anything?
Okay. All the way back.
Sorry.
It's just south. It was just there.
Yeah. Yes, quite. Have some unfinished business that I need to attend to.
Well, I suppose that would also be suitable, because I would very much like to check in at Fort Spire at some point to see what damage is taken there. So perhaps we could combine them two.
Yes. Sister, do you have any business that way?
No, but I'm have to go along. I'm shy of
perhaps
getting
then,
God's blessing to battle these gods themselves. There's not really a lot I need to do.
Perhaps then the best course of action is that we find some place between our goals near Fort Spire in the Wildlands. And on the way back, we will take Ariel into these fire vaults he says he needs to visit.
That seems a good idea.
Aye.
Alright then.
Yeah, I'll just pile it in.
I hope you're not doing that while piloting. Fucking.
Especially as the
Bumpy
void,
ride.
especially as the Voidheart is just like a void orb that you just put your hand in.
And
Tumble.
there's a huge fucking hole in the bottom of our ship that we might fall out of at any
Yeah.
point if we bump the right.
Yeah. Though it's been fabricated shut, hasn't it, with stone? But yeah, it could eventually
yeah.
break. Tumble goes, "Yeah, what can I do for you, Dole?"
Make speed for the border of Tarent and Bineland.
Got it.
Got it.
Yeah, and you begin soaring over the Evelyn Vidar. You don't know, because you can't judge correctly the distances currently. You just begin soaring over at that moment, heading west, and within an hour you're heading over water. And
Speed.
yeah, Tumble's like, "I wonder how far I can make this thing go." And you'll hear the rumbling of the ship as the wings fold back, become aerodynamic, and you guys are soaring, like, as you look out the front of this large glass frame at the front, and you just see basically just absolutely speeding by. And in the distance, within another 30 minutes, you're already seeing the coast of Tarent appear.
Oh, my stomach.
Yeah, you guys are. But weirdly enough, says Tumble, as he goes, "I don't know what's happening, but we're slowing down," and you guys, and you glide for maybe another 10 or so miles, but then the airship itself halts in the middle of the air.
Huh.
And Tumble goes, shrugs, and goes, "It ain't moving."
Some kind of power reserve, maybe?
Yes, or perhaps something here stopping it from moving.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Well, could you please go and find out? Because we sure as hell don't know how to fly this thing.
Tumble's like, all right, and walks off.
Perhaps the distance from the void energy.
That seems a little far-fetched. It's all right. I'm actually gonna roll for him.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone feel like a card game?
I
I have the sudden urge.
Oh my god!
What do you have in mind?
I forgot that he's very fucking good at this shit, and he crits. Okay, so Tumble comes, opens the door to the end of this hall, the main hall here, and there's fuck tons of these barrels, and you can see Tumble's like gathering, like climbing up a few, checking them all, making sure they're all like what they are, and checking sure if they're okay. Because you guys threw one off. Remember, it collided with Eris, and you saw this void tentacles come out, and he goes, "What? One moment," and he disappears. And 10 minutes later, he comes back and he says, "There's a set of stairs that heads down, and I'd hate to say it, but I ain't strong enough to lift one of these barrels. What I think is one of these barrels is, a power source."
So it is the void energy.
Aye.
Yeah,
Where the barrels go, though? Where we pour in
Well,
it?
follow me, I'll show you.
Yeah, I'll just pick one up and carry it.
Yeah, it fits easily on your shoulder. And as you carry it downstairs, at the end, he leads you down, because you haven't explored that far, leads you down a very wide corridor to a set of stairs, which you realise is a hatch, like a. You wouldn't have noticed the hatch if you weren't like knowing it was there. Leads you down some metal steps where your foot falls kind of like onto it, and leads you to what looks like a huge room with all of these translucent magical energies just travelling down to the far side. And as you walk down this dark corridor, and Tumble's like, "Follow me, Vagor," with his dark vision. At the end, you kind of look up and you realise you'd probably be above the storage room for these barrels. You're below it, sorry. And there is 2 massive cylinders. And they've got valves on the edge. And he begins turning, lifts one up. Yes, we should probably chuck a couple of them in here.
Yes, sure. I'll just try and hold it. So
It fits perfectly, the barrel. And as you slide it in, you hear kind of a satisfying click at the end of one side. And then he undoes the valve to the one to the left. Yeah, we're probably going to need a second one there, Vagor.
Okay, just keep track of how much we have and how much we need to get back, please.
I haven't counted yet.
Yes, but please do from now on.
Got it. Okay, so Vagor, you walk up, and you do see you're probably about 3 dozen, most.
Okay.
It seems like a wee bit of a limited resource then, because I don't know about you, gents, but I've not got a clue how we harness the power of the void and put into convenient little barrels like that.
No, well, I might have an idea.
Are you sure? Does it involve toads?
Let me go back to the drawing board.
I thought so.
Okay, so Vagor, you pick one up, carry it back down, and slide it in. And as you all slide it in, Dolaf, that familiar hum beneath you and Sister's legs begins to hum again, like, ooh. And then Tumble comes running back up to the control panel, and he goes, "Yeah, that'll do it." And the airship.
Perhaps maybe a more of a cruising speed this time.
Yeah, well, to be fair though, there, Dolaf, I didn't know. I did not know.
No one's blaming you. Just let's make sure we've got enough.
Yeah, of course. We don't know. Well, we can judge it by what we do now. I mean, we don't know how much was already used when we got in here.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so he sets to a steady pace on the airship, and you guys begin cruising over green land, and it's probably coming to the evening now. So you've been travelling maybe about 5-6 hours.
All right.
Yeah, and he says.
Where...
So currently, you. Oh yeah, no. Tumble knows exactly because he's in tune with the ship, so he knows you're roughly about here.
Where is it you wanted to head to, Vagor?
Yeah, close to like here.
Okay, you first then.
Yeah, we can make it there tonight if you want to get there, Vagor.
Yes, well, perhaps that's not a very good place, as it's, well, not very accessible for anyone else, so perhaps we should land on flat ground, or close to it, and make our way from there.
Sure.
Also, it'd probably be spotted in case you want to approach Fort Spire with a little bit of inconspicuousness. Flying a giant ship up to a mountain is probably not the best way to, avoid people noticing you're coming.
Okay, well, I'll definitely land it in the plains then.
Yes, that
You
sounds
know,
reasonable.
You know that area to the south of Fort Ehrenspire, just before that fortress we went to when we had to dance? How about there?
It's okay with me.
Seems reasonable.
Sure. And he begins to push the airship just a little bit harder than usual, and it takes about another 2 hours before it's becoming pitch black, just on the cusp of becoming full darkness as he begins to lower the Voidheart down into a field maybe half a mile south of Fort Ehrenspire.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Do
can
you
see
think
it in the
as
distance.
nightfall comes, we should take rest on the ship before landing?
Perhaps.
Do we know how much fuel this
Fifty
thing
here.
uses just by sitting in the air?
Well, it seemed to remain stationary in the air even when the fuel reserves were depleted, so I would hope none to minimal.
That is a fair point. Aye. Alright, I guess we can rest up here for the night then.
Sorry, yeah. And
Always enjoy your smooth jazz.
okay, you guys, Tumble keeps it at a steady 600, 700 feet. And you guys can get a long rest if you wish. Yep.
Yeah.
So you spend the night, and as the first rays of morning, you do explore a bit, actually. I was going to say, and you do find that this place has a dorm that has 8 bunk beds.
Alright. Any of them big enough for me?
Oh, yeah. Some of them are big enough. And you notice that there is 2 side rooms that have 2 king-size beds either side of the hall. And you have a feeling this might have been Eris's and Jaxus's room, of course.
Alright.
Billiard's already in one of the king size beds.
You could fit 8 of you in here.
Yeah,
Ollie Aiden's like,
little starfish.
yeah, Ollie Aiden's like, slumber party! As he leaps into and jumps into one of the beds.
I think I'm just gonna put 3 next to each other and lie down sideways. That's the only way I think.
Yeah,
I'll
and
fit.
he's asleep instantly. Tumble brings his bedroll in and sleeps under the bed.
Yeah. I'll go in a room without I'll engage on this slumber party and
Okay.
pull a couple of beds together if necessary.
Yeah, okay, you can push 2 bunk beds together. And it does form a actual comfortable bed. As you're pushing the bunk beds together, Dolaf, can you make a perception check?
Give it a go. Nope. I'm so tired.
Yeah, you just slump down on the bed and go to sleep. And as the morning comes, you guys wake up and you look about the land of Bindland around you. And Fort Ehrenspire is stark and grey against the ground, and behind it you see the mass amounts of barrows and hills that were unearthed, and there's it does kind of look a bit dirty, the back area where the Duergar had camped before you had left. It's all kind of pockmarked and scarred where they had dug up the earth and built their own little huts and stuff, but the front area and the land around seems to be rather nice. And you notice that just to the northwest in the shadow of the mountains, there's a herd of wild horse heading underneath the airship. They move past and just pass into the mountains to the southeast.
Yep.
Probably have a spot where we can tame them and get some horses, but we'll let them be.
I've really got to turn that off because it's distracting me.
It was distracting me a little bit as well because
Yeah.
I was just picturing the horses just trotting along to the theme of the song, and it was just
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Tiger would like to go alone on this one, so you'll
Okay, the ship is lowered.
mention your one that he will return here or for their Inspire.
Okay, the ship is lowered, and the hatch that Adwin had put into it is easily accessible. Slide the 2 bolts he's created, and he's like Tumble's lowered it so much that you just have to drop and use the lope rudder attached.
Is there any chance of danger, Vigor?
I do not suspect so. I mean, there's
Okay.
always danger somewhere, but nothing I don't think I can handle.
Okay, well that's fine. It's just wondered if we should have some kind of signal if there was a threat, but if you feel confident, then just give us a shout when you're done.
Yes, well, in the worst case, I will send something small your way, some small animal to alert you of something that's happened.
Very well. Good luck.
Yes, thank you.
Vagor, he's all on his own, going down the only road he's ever known. Okay, so Vagor, you climb down the rope ladder into the plains below and leave the group that you've spent so much time with lately and make out, as you were used to those months ago, on your own towards the hill that you remember. It's going to take you the better part of a few hours to get there because you remember you're across some lovely Vineland countryside into the border of terrain.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so as Dolaf vanishes upon the horizon, walking towards his quarry, what is Dolaf and Sister doing?
Chillaxing, I imagine. Not a lot,
Yeah,
really.
Maxing or cool.
Okay.
Not a lot to be doing on top of an airship, is it? I guess I'll get bored after a bit, go down the ladder, fuck around in the field for a bit.
You do
Have
see
a chill down there.
Yeah, you do see Fort Spire in the distance, Sister. A place-
Probably explore the rest of the ship. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, that's all right. Okay, so you guys can make investigation checks as you explore the rest of the ship.
Yeah, I guess we do that, and then we can explore Fort Spire later in the afternoon.
Tumble, give me a hand while we're up here.
I think I get
Just lie
advantage on
Sure.
where's Boulderbane? I think I get advantage on that. Let me roll it.
Jesus Christ, Tumble. Yeah, so Dolaf and Tumble, you're messing about in the dormitory trying to gather people's stuffs up because there was void cuttles on this ship before, and they've left their stuff, and some of it's very personal. Dolaf, as you're picking these belongings up, you realise these people had wives and children, and some of them had husbands and children, and you notice they had family, and there's letters and all kinds of personal effects. There's like small wooden shields and small little training swords that could only be used fit for small boys, and you also find some training bows and arrows, and you also find a bottle of mead which was stashed away underneath one of the bunk beds. As you lift it up, uncork it, it smells absolutely delightful. Slightly got elderflower tinges to it as well when you sniff it. And Tumble goes, "Hey, jackpot!" And he's dragging this hench motherfucking chest out from the far corner. Look,
spot.
it's as tall as he, and he's just patting the top of it.
Well, locked or
I should probably check for traps.
you probably should, yes.
I know, you'd be fine. Why would they trap it on their own ship?
He like takes a look, looks under. It ain't trap, and just goes to swing the lid up. And as it swings up, there's a slight glow inside.
Ooh.
And Tumble kind of goes, has to climb up to look in.
Just look over his shoulders.
Yeah, you look over his shoulders, and there are a bunch of orbs in there. And
Have a look at said orbs.
And
Okay.
they are...
there are 3 of these orbs, and also surrounding them are some gemstones.
Cool.
Sweet.
So these orbs are got this kind of what look like kind of drifty, cloudy look to the insides of them.
Can I arcana them?
You can indeed.
Or corner them with advantage.
Yeah, you know.
Needed the advantage.
Well, Aaron Spy, you've seen these before because your father has them in his library. They are drift globes.
Alright.
Yeah, and you pick them up, and you know that they'll be useful at some point.
What
Can't
do
give
they
me any
do?
more. Yeah.
Okay, so you know that it's a small orb and weighs £1, and if you're within 60 feet of it, you can speak its command word and cause it to emanate the light or daylight spell. Once used, the daylight effect can't be used until the next dawn. And it can hover in front of you and within 60 feet.
That is useful.
Very useful, eh?
There's 3 of them.
What's the command word?
You don't know.
Hogabalogo.
Nothing. I think we're going to have to use the identify spell to figure out the command word, I believe.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Seems like the kind of thing Ollie Eden should be proficient with, but I
And-
know him, and he is definitely not.
Hello! You hear his voice. You didn't even notice he was in the room underneath one of the beds. I do believe I am proficient. And he goes, I'm brilliant at solving puzzles. Hand me them!
There's no way you're actually useful as a sorcerer.
Kind of looks around. I would be upset, cousin, but you stole my birthright.
Yes. I stole your birthright by being born. My apologies, and I'll toss him the orb.
He goes, apologies accepted. And begins to lay the orbs out and goes, I'll figure it out, don't you worry. And he goes, rat, hat, sat, lat. And just begins going through loads of words.
You should probably keep hold of one of these, sister.
Aye, thank you.
Alright, so you get a drift globe. Okay, so sister, with your investigation check of 19, you head to the master bedroom where Eris and Jaxis once stayed, and you're moving things around, opening drawers. The effects are pretty empty. You find a silver comb at one point. Basically effects that you'd expect every person to have. There's a large, however ornate mirror that, as you're walking around, you see your reflection in it, and as you walk off, your reflection stays in the mirror, and you go, whoa, 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 step back, and you notice that your reflection begins copying you again. And you're pretty sure it wasn't a second ago.
I know that is peculiar. I'll go up and knock on the mirror.
It ripples like water.
Aye, oh, that's something. Dolaf.
Yes?
Something more of your nature here. Magical mirror.
On my way.
Okay, yeah. Tumble, Dolaf walk in. And in the
Oh,
background,
shit.
as he opens the door, you hear, Shat!
I'll just be there, swirling my finger in the magical mirror,
Yeah.
making it distort
Your
the
finger
image.
doesn't go in, it just, as it touches, it does ripple.
Alright, okay, I'll just keep tapping on it then,
Yeah.
make it ripple.
Yeah, and Dolaf,
Look, it's interactive.
can you make a perception check? And Tumble will as well.
Hey, better.
Let's just leave it with you. Okay, so Dolaf, something very, very familiar about this mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Kolka gave you one for your wedding.
Yep.
And you remember, only a couple of days ago, you killed Kolka for... Well, Arliaden killed Kolka for cavorting with these dragons. This is obviously how they communicated. Which means, at some point, these dragons, these void dragons, they knew that you were there. They probably even saw you came through into the garden.
Alright. This is a gated mirror, sister, similar to the one we used previously.
Aye. Would have been handy when we needed that magical mirror.
It would. But we have it now, at least.
Aye, or another one. We just need another one of them handy spells to get going where we want to.
Yeah, Dolaf, what you realise is your previous mirror, it was different in the fact that it was kind of attuned to you and you, Otti, and everyone else.
Mhm.
You could just walk through and it'd let you. But this one seems like gated, like you said. You can't get through it into Kolka's mansion because
Mhm.
you're not attuned to it.
Yeah, it's like the other one had permanency cast on it.
Mhm.
Oh my god, I miss that spell so much.
Yeah, I know.
Permanency is such an awesome spell.
Okay,
Nothing quite like it.
so that's the beginning of your morning, just exploring and doing things. Vagor, walking through the nature, suddenly at home again.
Mm-hmm.
You do come across that burbling creek that you remember, and you actually find a familiar area as you cross the rotted bough that's kind of laying on top of the stream, and you do see that nearby one of the bodies is long since that you killed. It was one of the slavers, has long since turned to skeletons and been recovered by nature, so to speak. You see there's a few other skeletons around. You realise, of course, these are the ones that you all fucked up that time that they were making slaves of people on Dolaf's land. But you begin to climb the hill, and eventually you come across the same kind of area where you took your first rest that time. It's as you walk through it, though, look around, and something's not quite right. Can you roll perception check?
Yes, I could.
Okay, I'll go with a 10. The place has been trampled a bit. You notice that some of the boughs of the trees are missing, and as you just peer through around, you just notice very subtle, like as if people have been here.
Okay, I'll just follow them for a little bit just to see which ways they could have come and gone from.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult because it's all over the place, as if they've trampled all over this little small glade.
Okay. And if I follow them out of the glade a little bit?
Which one? There's about 4 or 5 paths that lead in different directions.
Yeah, I just follow them all for like 50 meters and then...
Yeah, they all seem to coalesce occasionally, as if whoever was doing it went back to converse with other members of their party.
Right, okay. So like a searching party, it looks like. Okay. Alright, well, note that and then move on.
Okay, so you begin following the path again. And there's not much path here, but the path that you remember you took, weaving between pines and crunching old cones beneath your feet as you climb ever higher, until eventually you come to that waterfall. And you can see it. And early summer now, it's become a slight trickle compared to the mist that it was, but revealing the cavern entrance ever so slightly, whereas last time it was more hidden.
Yeah. Okay.
And the pathway is less slick this time, the one that leads along the cliff face into it.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah.
Well, for me and perhaps for others as well, which is less good, but never mind.
Okay, so...
yeah, I'll head in there and just see if there's any more tracks leading up here as I'm going.
Yeah, make a survival check.
That I can do.
Holy shit! There are exactly 3 tracks. One's heavy and 2 are light. So maybe a warrior and 2 scouts, you think? And also, you find the tip of an arrowhead embedded in nearby dirt. You lift it up, hold it up to the sunlight. It's Nordling.
Alright, long way from home.
And you can remember that Sigmund's hosts that defected were heading south, would have passed through this area. But as you head to the cave entrance and peer in, you see something that brings despair to your heart. The place has been, for the lack of a better word, vandalized.
Desecrated?
Yeah. The wooden statue of Jannath, the spirit that you met, has a cock drawn on her head.
Okay. Well, there's not much I can do about that, but I'm gonna try and see if I can clean things up a little bit here, at least, since it's no matter the spiritual attachment, it's just a nice place in nature. So I want to, since I'm at a waterfall, this is gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to get out my decanter.
Yep.
And just start spraying like lots of water everywhere, just wash away all the junk and wash it downstream.
Yeah, that's fine. And it takes you a good part of an hour to finish the place up. And you think, for some reason, the Nordling's also defecated in the far corner and left it. But it's been so old, it's turned to a desiccated white dust.
Yeah, just wash it all away. I mean, I've got basically, I'm just power washing the whole place.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's fine. And eventually,
power cleaner Reddit.
Oh, do we have someone? No, someone's just
that's Mike just dropping out.
Yeah, so eventually the place does look presentable again, and you notice that, like, you had to clean out a lot of dead reefs of flowers, and you know that the local agricultural members, the farmers and the villagers, would come here and lay wreaths of flowers and small acorns and little tokens of their appreciation to this spirit. But you've cleaned the place out, and because, of course, Dolaf basically evacuated most of southern Vineland, she's been left to receive no tokens this summer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll summon this idol. I don't know if he'll let me do that mechanically, but
No,
I'll summon the flora idol and just start growing some vegetation again with it.
Mm-hmm.
And try and revitalize the place a little bit to return it to what it used to be. It's probably just a little bit of grass and soggy swamp plants and stuff to reside here in the back.
Make a wisdom check, and I'll allow you to change your proficiency to it. So.
Okay, I'll just roll this then.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yep. And you feel like some semblance of spirituality has returned to the place as the floor idol vanishes and fades away at the end of its duration, and you sit there in quiet contemplation. The terrain you've created of nature, vines, stays, doesn't go.
Nice.
Just seems to solidify itself in this area, and you get a kind of niceness, like a kind of sense of happiness, which is rare for you, sinking heavily upon your shoulders and emanating from the cavern walls as it creeps up. And is there anything else you'd like to do? Because you still do not hear the spirit's voice.
Yeah. How's the? I mean, I've cleaned the statue obviously and tried to as long as they didn't carve the penis in.
No, they did not carve it in. It looked to be painted with some sort of chalk or stone.
Yeah, I'll head out for a while and try and see if I can find a nearby tree.
Okay, yeah.
Right. Cut off some of its a thicker branch because I need branch for something.
Yep. You find a rather old pine. It looks old and withered, and like it's seen some centuries.
Yep. It's also fine if it's fallen wood, by the way, as long as it's thick.
Yeah, it's kind of like on the edge of the cliff, like just above the cave.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take a thick branch off it, and then I'll start chipping away. I have woodcarver's tools.
Nice. Yeah. 23.
And I'll start chipping away at a little idol that I would like to make. Basically, just a little version of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's done, I'll place it in proximity of the statue as sort of like
in the back of your head. You do hear a voice say, "What are you hoping to achieve here, mortal?"
Well, this is more about what I'm hoping to prevent here.
You keep what? Me? You're trying to prevent me?
Is this Snakes talking?
Yeah, you've got a helmet on.
Well, perhaps not. Not so much you. More, what do you intend for this place?
You are unbalanced. She'll never accept you. Pathetic.
Well, we'll see about that.
And
Anyway,
then,
if you're so all-powerful, why are you spying on me? I'm sure you have better things to do, conquer the world, etc., but still it seems you're talking to me for some reason.
What better should I do to waste my time until the gate is complete?
Oh, I don't know. Hurry it along. Useless.
And then the silence.
Yeah, she's no fun.
1 moment. She's actually going to cast Divine Intervention on you to fuck you up, see if it succeeds. Bagel! Oh my god, fucking hell, it succeeded. Okay, so we'll get to that later. What are you up to?
Yeah, so I'll just, like, once I finish the idol, that's probably going to take me like another 3 hours or so to make it somewhat presentable. Just place it there, and yeah, I mean that's really all. If there's no response, then I'll just meditate there for a while and then leave.
Okay, so after meditating, can you make one more? Well, we'll just roll medicine. One more check. Nice, 21. Okay, so after some quiet meditation, and the afternoon begins to creep up on you, and the outside rays of sunshine begin to chill slightly. There's something that you notice that's very different currently. For the last minute, as you've been meditating, you've been focusing on the sounds of nature, the rustling of the pines outside, and the distant call of birds. There's no sounds whatsoever.
Alright, go outside and see what's going on.
Okay, so as you stand and go towards the cave, the vines that you'd created earlier are forming a wall, and they're interwoven, forming a very woven gateway that you just kind of look at and blocked in, and there's no sunlight getting in at the moment. Darkness begins to fill the room, the cave, sorry, but then at that moment, above you, you notice that your vines are bioluminescent, giving a slight glow.
No.
And as you look up, it's like looking into the void. Just this blue starlight crisscrossing the entire ceiling of this cave. And then a familiar voice. Ah, Bagel, you've come back to me. And in the distance you see, well, distance against the cave wall, you see a rather robust and plump-looking woman wearing white robes with a green shroud of pine cones, pine needles, trees. She has a circlet, and hanging from the circlet is what looks like moss and vines and algae. She has a scythe in her hand, and hanging and growing off of branches on the scythe's stave is rosy red apples, ripe. And she plucks one and rolls it along the ground towards you. And it's delicious. It is like probably the nicest apple you've ever tasted. It's so sweet that your jaw locks slightly. Yeah. Because why have you come back?
Well, you see, there is trouble afoot, like on the ground, of various kinds, and but I think we have our disagreements on methods and preferences. But in the end, I've made some choices that I thought were necessary, and
Yes, you have.
you may not agree with them, and so I'll leave that up to you to
Poor
pass
Naylor.
judgment at some other point.
Very poor
Yes.
Naylor.
Indeed, it was unfortunate but necessary.
Every step you took to gain power unbalanced your spirit, and I can see it.
Yes, I am no stranger to what's happening to me, but I feel the alternative is worse.
She takes one step towards you.
If we were to take a passive stance in this fight, then, well, perhaps we will be balanced until the end, but then there will be nothing left.
And you think that I should help you because you are fighting the good fight? Is that it?
I think you should help us, because if you do not, then there will be nothing to keep balance over.
He smiles. There is nothing. The people that worship me here in Rhineland are not here in Rhineland. And their fields lay fallow. My life-giving gift is dead.
Exactly. This is caused by this fight, so you must help us win it if you ever wish to have it returned to you. There will be no one left to worship you, no one left for you to protect or help. There will be nothing, simply nothing.
Takes another step, and that's when you can. She's so close now that you can smell her, and she smells like the orchard in spring mixed with lavender's fresh bloom. And the smell is pleasant, but overpowering. And she just looks towards you. Are you willing to make the sacrifices?
I have done nothing but make sacrifices this last few months.
And you may need to make more if you wish to be my champion.
If that is what it takes.
In times past, spirits like me, we've taken champions and saints on board. But only ever have we done it a few times, because gifting a mortal with such power is dangerous.
I understand. I believe, no matter what you think of the actions I've taken, that the alternative is worse. This is why I came to you.
Okay. If you're willing to make the sacrifices, then hand me the thing you wear upon your head.
Take it off, see if I can.
Yeah, it comes off.
Yeah, hand it over.
It doesn't land in her palms, but floats maybe a few inches above both her palms as she holds it. And it turns slowly as she inspects it. Not even I am as powerful as her. You know this, right?
Yes, I believe it will take more than just your power to stop this.
Indeed. You know I am more like to give my power to your friend and not you, yes? And she kind of looks down at this helmet and it floats over to the point when it's in front of her face now, facing her, as if she's daring Nyx to appear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is fine. I am really trying to do my part to keep something alive. After all,
Yes.
what is the fun of having all this power if you have nothing to use it on?
You have no great attachment to this, no?
This being
And she...
this helmet.
Yes.
None.
And then she clicks her fingers and goes, then it shall rest in the astral sea for all eternity. And it's
Very well.
gone. Like that, it's
Yeah.
just disappeared. However... And she just looks you up and down and she says to you, and it does take you back slightly. She turns her back, drops a like a sickle, and as it hits the ground, it kind of becomes one with the vines. Then show me what you were like when you were born. Dress down, Vagel.
All right, I do.
You take what, everything?
Yeah, I mean, if she says how I wasn't born with a shield, a spear, or clothes, so...
Takes a couple of minutes to unravel that giant dick out.
And as you she goes, and lay down if you will. As you go to lay down, the vines do reach up to catch you, forming you into a sort of kind of comfortable position. And she moves in front of you and looks down, seems to examine your body with a smile. One long, slender green fingernail rests against your lips. And as she moves her hand down, you feel like she's like drawing runes on your body, but never seems to lift her fingernail off of your flesh. As she then begins cutting quite hard to the point when you're having to grimace. As it's like getting a tattoo. It's that sort of slow, methodical warmth pain. And then she forms down to your wrist, holds your hand out, and as she does stab, she's definitely stabbing you with the fingernail. You feel your blood pool out, and she dips it in and begins forming more.
Liam, we didn't agree on any veils, mate, before we started playing, and I don't feel comfortable during the scene. I think we're gonna have to skip.
Okay, you can mute. You can mute.
You, you fucking pussy.
And when she's done, she does. As soon as Curtis is getting uncomfortable with this, I will explain it in very simple
No, I'm
terms.
just taking the piss out of
I just
show me
don't
on him
know.
and watching on YouTube.
And she does do the deed as he does climb to straddle you. And it does seem like it goes on for a very, very long time. And it's a very awkward, silent exchange of love. And when you are done, she then it's quite vicious and hard and painful. She grabs the back of your head and pushes you back down. And then she just whispers, I told you sacrifices would have to be made. Which
Oh my god, should you take his dick?
do you? And then she kind of gives you a choice of what you want to lose. You will lose something, but be gifted with something greater, as is always the way with my champions. If you are to give me your sight shall also be enhanced further. Give me your hearing, and I shall enhance it even further. Give me your tongue, and you will taste 1,000 apples of which you have never tasted before. And then she lifts your hand up and says, the sense of touch, gone, but extended. Which one would you like? And she walks behind your body and begins to massage your head.
I know.
He already has!
I feel that would be good for a humorous campaign, but yeah.
There's more than 5 senses.
I will go for sight.
So
Oh,
be
cool.
it. And then and then she puts her hand over your face, brushes her down to your eyes closed, and then Vagor, can you make a con save?
Okay.
This is just to see how much you scream. Yeah,
Quite a fair amount, I
yeah,
think.
you shout in pain as a searing agony blinds you, melding your eyesight shut. And as you let out this searing, agonizing yelp of pain, she holds you down, continues, and then you feel an intense amount of pain around your forehead. But then it goes silent, and she says, "Do not fail me, my champion. I've given you my blessing. Now use it." And then, when you stand up, you can't blink. It's a really weird sensation because your eyelids are shut completely. And when you go to reach up, you realise that you've got something there. She's tied something around it, and there's a piece of cloth around your eyes. But at that moment, you go, "What the fuck?" And as you look around the room, you can see the ant in the far corner picking up a tiny little bit of the vines and moving away. And then suddenly, as your vision expands, you don't see it, but you sense it. And you see every little detail in this room, even to the pair of moles that are digging through the earth about 60 feet below you, making their home through the cliffside. And as you kind of like panic momentarily, you are blind. You look around and you can move perfectly fine, as if you can walk fine. And every step you take emanates a ripple around you to the point when you can notice
Shit! You got
every
top vision!
detail. And you go, look around the entire room, and you know you're in darkness, but at the same time, you see everything in perfect, vivid detail. So you are now blind, but you have 120-foot blind sight.
Cool.
So yeah. And also, as you go to reach towards your forehead, there's something there, and you're like, what the and panic, you kind of get this sharp, angular feeling, protrusion from the sides of your head. You can't quite tell what they are.
Is he
Something like
a unicorn
antlers?
as well?
Is he a unicorn? That's so perfect.
I'll say to her, this is very weird, but I'm not sure if this is going to be enough to make much of a difference in the fight.
She says, "But you have my blessing, Vegor. The void shall not touch you."
I see. I thought this was
and at that moment, you do feel like you've got complete balance in your soul, whereas you'd previously noticed that all the sacrifice you'd made up to this point, that the void had made for you, had slowly sunk into your soul. And whereas, let's picture the yin yang. Let's just say that your entire goddamn spirit was just one little white dot, and the rest was all void. But now it's perfectly in balance, and you feel that the void is being held back from corrupting you further. Also, this means that any attack, spell, damage, anything that you do to a void creature affects it completely, bypasses all resistances, including Nyx. Also, any attack from Nyx now doesn't kill you in one hit, and you can basically resist all of her spells. Fire normally now.
All right.
Whereas beforehand, nothing would have worked.
Right, well, good to know.
She then says, "I'll be there with you, Vegor, if you need me."
I'll call you in our hour of need.
Good. And you step out of the cave, knowing that there's no longer a gateway there, and as you hear every sound around you, you say, "Oh, there's the bird making that noise. There's that tree or squirrels that have been smacking that nut against the floor for that," and you just see everything. But it does sadden you slightly. I'm assuming that you would not see the colour of nature ever again.
Well, yes, but sacrifices must be made, as I said. So, I'll take some time, just sit down and just let it all sink in a little bit to get used to it, so I don't get super overwhelmed if I get to a more noisy area.
You think
sit there for an hour or two and then start slowly walking down.
Okay. Oh yeah, crap! You've also got her boon. Oh fuck! I don't have the PDF open. One moment.
It's all right. We don't need to do that now anyway.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do that later.
Yep.
Just know that some stats are going to change.
Okay.
Okay. So Dolaf and Sister, you've managed to find this mirror, find this chest. What are you up to?
Can we think of anything to do with this chest of new, or has it got as a backup?
Well, you found the drift globes in it, didn't you?
Aye, we found the drift clubs, but we've got this mirror as well. Is there anything of interest we can think to do with it now, or is there something more for later?
I think we'd need the spell, or at the very least, the command word for it.
Aye, there is that. Yeah, then I think we fully explored the ship then at least, so we go see your old fort at least.
Yes, I mean, we'll wait for Vagor's return.
Aye, I guess that's a good idea. He can't be long now, can he?
I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, he said there was no danger involved or anything, so
Aye.
I guess he's, I don't know, just here to see something maybe. Speak to someone, I don't know.
We'll wait for him to return then.
Right, well, I'm going to go back up on deck because I cannot stand to hear Ali Aiden say fat rat cat one more time.
You got it right. Just in my head, you look like a cross between Illidan and Malfurion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are waiting for Vagor to return.
Crop top on, doing a bit of sunbathing. See if we can raise the ship a bit higher so we're past the clouds.
It is summer, so it is kind of an ambient 22, 23 degrees Celsius at the moment.
Cool. Yeah, crop top on.
Yeah. Nice.
Good sunbathing.
Oh, sister, actually, as there's nothing else going on, you've always been one for keeping things entertaining. I found this earlier, and I'll hand over the mead.
Nice.
Aye, fantastic. At least it's a way to enjoy the afternoon.
Well, I think so. I think we deserve it after the last battle.
Aye, most likely, most definitely. And start hammering the mead.
Yeah, start downing this mead, and it's delicious. It is one of the nicest meads you've ever tasted.
Aye, that is superb.
I must admit, I've not really had this drink before, but it is quite good.
Fantastic. One of the finest I've ever had. And we drink the afternoon away. Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
Properly sloshed by the time.
if you both share the mead, both of you are going to be supply drunk by the time Vagor begins to arrive on the horizon.
Don't know what you're on about, mate. Got poison resistance. We sound.
Oh yeah, you might be, but it is very potent mead.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys are, I would say, mildly drunk and telling tales and of your own exploits and stuff like that by the time that you do indeed see the figure of Vagor in the distance. Can both of you make perception checks?
This is good, because I'm almost a bottle of wine deep, so I can just method act it.
Like me out Saturday, that was. Method acted Banav to a T.
Yeah, okay, so sister, in the distance, I'm going to whisper you something, and you're going to... Okay, so...
Making himself laugh as he
Oh,
types.
yeah, like...
Wait, right, Vagor looks very reminiscent of a moose.
That's the best story yet.
I know.
I did not whisper him that, I did not.
I understand.
I thought Frost Charge was good, but now a moose, that's just something else.
I know. I know we've got an elephant in the party, but Jesus Christ, I'm on about him now, right now, and throughout Luke.
It's, like, Dola, if you look out, you can't quite make up much detail.
I've got the squinty eye on.
Yeah.
I thought it was an actual moose. So I guess they're not native to around here, though. No, it's a bit too warm for them around here. But no, that's definitely just Vagor.
And before Vagor arrives, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break. So I can.
I like the idea that it's
Have a
just fresh,
bathroom break.
fresh antlers as well. You know, and they've just malted them. They're just
Oh
like,
no, they don't look that vicious. We are back.
Hello.
So we're back with exactly the moment we left off, with Sister Bernadine seeing Vega appearing on the horizon.
Aye, definitely looks like a moose.
I'm still really not following you, but whatever it is.
Wait for him to get bigger. I mean, closer.
That's classic drunk. Okay, so Vegor, you do see your allies. Well, Sister Bernadine seems to be sunbathing out in the fields, and you see Dolaf's got a bottle in his hand, is looking quite comfortable as you approach.
Yes.
Oh my god, he actually is a moose.
Oh, what now?
What happened? Oh, there's lots of things. What?
Yeah, so Arne, so Vegor you can make up the way they look if you want them to be swept back, front forward, whatever.
Yeah, no, I think swept back just with a few barbs here and there to be able to gore people with them. So there's like these antlers sticking out, swept back so that if I like bum head like that, like a buck does. Really.
They do look vicious though, and weaponized. And one thing you do notice, he's wearing a rag around his eyes, like blindfolded. Yeah.
It was well, I got what I came for. How about you?
Well, I didn't come for anything, but could you explain yourself?
What? I thought you went to look at the keep, no?
Well, the keep's quite far still, and we was waiting for you. But you
that's
first. I
what
mean,
happened.
Bernadine's
What?
just standing swaying side to side, and she just hasn't stopped looking at your antlers yet.
what has happened? What did you come here for?
Don't laugh. I've just remembered. You know his old seed girlfriend. He's trying to fucking impress her. That's what it is.
Did you come to see an ex? Did you come to see an ex?
An X.
Look at him, he's glowing red. He's definitely blushing.
Yeah. Even Tumble leans out of the rope ladder, and he's like, "Who's ex? Did you go see your ex-girlfriend?" Oh, Vega and girlfriend kissing in the tree. Kissing. And as he says kissing, he goes, oh, and Arlie comes running down and goes, "It's kissing!" And one of the drift globes is climbing.
Okay. But, not quite. I came here seeking for something to help us in the upcoming battle.
And what are you going to do? Run at him really quickly? Wait,
I will do just that at Bernadine at this point.
Okay, roll a hit. You are proficient with them. Nice. And you deal 4 damage, which bypasses all resistances.
Oh, nature damage.
Basically, nature damage bypasses bypasses immunities and that kind of stuff. So at that moment, sister, you are hoisted in the air and pierced as it throws you off, and literally, because you're in a crop top, like literally grates across your flesh and cuts you.
Hey, Jesus Christ, you crazy bastard. Alright then, Fibbies.
And that was minimum damage, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
That's quite weird.
One of the side effects merely. But as you can tell, quite effective nonetheless.
It seemed pretty good. Do you want to drink?
Yes. Could use one.
He passes the bottle over.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Nice. Okay, nice. Everyone's
I can't believe we just had to waste that. Bastard. Put it into a fucking tree or something.
You would have been fine if given a few minutes.
Yeah, and Sister Bernadine, you take a look at the wounds, and they're weird because as you go to cast Cure Wounds on them, normally it's instant, And as you go to cast it, you're like, what the? And then it takes about 6 or so seconds before the wounds slowly close. Very slowly.
That's smart. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Right, what are we doing then? We're gonna... Oof, wow.
Turnspire for
Aye, let's be going then. Which way is it? That way.
To say that might be something best saved until a bit later today, once the effects of whatever that is have worn off.
Ah, no, fuck that. Where's my breastplate?
we're good. We're full of vigor.
Superb. In peak condition.
Well, it's your keep your funeral, I suppose.
Okay, so it's late afternoon now.
Major, take us forth.
Yeah, of course. Major Tumble. And he climbs up the rope ladder with all of you, although Dolaf and Sister are having a little bit of trouble getting up there.
I figure we're just still on the rope ladder as we're flying off, just hanging on.
Yeah.
Just go! Just go!
Ollie Aiden, as you guys climb up, you can hear missing, listing, and then you hear a real silence, and Ollie Aiden and Distance go fisting, and then nothing. Like he's like, damn it! I thought that one would work.
I feel like we're just dangling off the rope ladder. I just like grab Sister's arm and hold it out like, I'm the king of the world!
And someone goes full speed ahead, and you guys like, you know, when we arrive, like literally,
like dangling off.
yeah, it's literally about 30-second ride. So as you guys arrive, Dolaf's never had frizzier hair.
I just got the Monica hair.
Yeah. Yes, you do. You do have Monica hair. And Fort Erenspire looks as you left it, because Dolaf, if you remember, you came here when you first, well, only about a week ago, not even that, when you came back here with your father and Tumble, and you actually met Otti again. But it's as you left it. The gates are closed, but it looks really abandoned inside.
But not terribly ransacked.
No, I already explained how ransacked it was last time. Remember, the general of the Worldland army promised you that she would leave it in a good condition, and Ethne Tiltafana, and she did, and she had tidied up, got her soldiers to tidy up the place before leaving.
Good. I must remember to send people back here at some point. That would be good.
A few carpets, a few licks of paint, it'll be fine. Is there anything else you wanted to really do?
Just welcome to my keep.
Swing the doors open. And it just...
your humble abode.
Indeed. Yeah, I forgot you had not had the chance to stay here previously.
I know. I think I was. I think I was post ransacking.
It normally looks a lot better. The servants, we had to take them. We'll get it fixed up in a jiffy.
That's what they always say. Oh, this is the first time it's happened to me. Oh, it doesn't normally look this bad. I've heard them all before. Oh, do that statue though. You got a pair. Not quite as big as mine, but
Yeah. So oh man, I better delete that.
What statue? Oh, I don't normally see it. I sit in front of it.
aye.
It's that kind of drunk, huh?
Well, it's something to behold.
So let's see.
What you want to hold?
I probably couldn't reach, but you know, it has been a while.
Oh,
Alright.
Sister, I could never know that.
Aye, Fidus, keep to me safe from now on. Is there any food in here, or is that all gonna be gone?
This is all gone.
It's been a couple of weeks. There might be some salted meats in the kitchen.
There are none when you look. The provisions have all been taken.
I just have to break some out of my
But
pack.
Sister Burladin, you do realise as you walk into the kitchen, there's like a window that's been smashed through, and you can see out into the garden, and there's like a forge that's been toppled over, and Tumble is just looking down at it with a kind of really sad look upon his face.
Aye, what's up with you, Tumble? You look so forlorn.
It's this forge. Me and my friend made Dolaf's wedding ring here, and it's just bringing back a lot of memories, you know, and it ain't pleasant. I missed the guy. He was a master craftsman like myself.
Aye, there's been a lot of loss and death so far in this world. And as long as you keep the memories of them strong in your head, they'll forever live on.
Yeah, he kind of pats the huge dwarven anvil, and then says, he's not dead as such, no, but he's one of the void folks, so doubt we're going to be exchanging pretty words anytime soon. It's complicated.
We'll get this right, Tumble. We'll get it all set right.
Aye, and you'll be firing up that forge once again sometime soon.
Yeah, not with mine though, so there's that. And he just kind of heads off upstairs towards his bedroom.
Speaking of the void folk, we should see what's happening with them.
Aye, keeping an eye on them is probably a good idea.
Yes. There must be some Nordling forces still in the northeast.
Aye, I wonder how our dragony friend got on in taking that tower.
Well,
he was doing that a couple of days ago.
That's what I mean. That's the Nordlings and the Paladins and the Void folk are over yonder.
Aye, Paladin. What happened to our... What do we end up doing with our army after we blow them up with the dragon? What ends up happening to them?
They're moving to the north to retake Ranagland for Islcapula.
Ranaglan, that's the one, aye. So you be lording all over that bit as well. That makes sense.
Indeed. I suspect we'll have some peace treaties with Turent at some point. Some of the land was theirs as well, but for now we've gone to secure it.
Aye. I guess we don't want to spread too thinly. We need to fortify the borders to make sure they don't come back with force again, but once we've heroically sacrificed ourselves, I guess there wouldn't be too much need for that. You know, world savers and all that.
I didn't plan on sacrificing myself, I must say. But save the world we shall.
Aye. Thematics.
And then they say that I'm the bad one.
You horny devil.
Oh, no, don't start with them.
Tumble leaves the fortress, by the way, and heads out into the field behind the fort, and you guys see him disappear up on top of one of the hills, and then fall to his knees in front of a mound of dirt. Two of them that have been kind of grown over. You see that they've got they're covered in detritus and stuff. And he's cleaning it up a bit.
What's up there?
That's it's a really sad story. His brother was murdered.
Right, you didn't quite give this really sad story justice, but you know, I guess
I was melancholy enough about the whole thing. It's terrible.
Just don't give her any details. Just don't give her any details whatsoever. No. Oh yeah, Ungai cast a silent spell and assassinated them in their sleep, ruthlessly. No, don't worry about that. And then their bodies were left in there for 3 days straight because none of you decided to go look for them. No. I can see Ollie's face like, oh yeah, that was us.
I mean, I know that happened.
It's a terrible, terrible thing, okay?
To be fair,
Be nice to the elephant.
And then Ali comes running through the door with another drift globe. It was elephants!
Yes.
And then he just runs back out and goes, gotta get the other one. You've managed to keep him distracted for at least 12 hours.
Good. We should reset the passwords on them and let them try again.
Yeah. You've it's coming up to like 4 PM now.
Well, is there anything you want to achieve here today?
No.
Then is there any reason for us to stay?
No.
Sister?
God, I'd look fantastic as a statue, would I know? I know we're saying sacrificing may not be necessary, but if I get something like that, it might be worthwhile. No, yeah, let's be going. What's the next plan? Where are we off to next?
I think we go northwest.
Northeast, surely.
It's funny because I
No.
know Rocket fucked that up on like actual fuck up. But it works perfectly.
No, northwest.
Yes, that's what I said, northeast. I'm glad you
Good. Then let's go. There's no disagreement.
And I'm going to speak to Tumble.
Yeah, okay, so you approach Tumble and he sees you coming. And he's basically placing those tombstones, those wooden tombstones you'd hastily crafted. He's placing them back.
Yep.
Out of everybody, I miss my brother. And then the potty-mouthed woman that was to be the love of my life, because she would have always left Erky and came back to me, of course.
Yes, well, unfortunately, we can't all get
Yeah.
what we want.
I mean, look. You know I'm not one to pry, Vagor, but with the blindfold, I get the horns. I really do get the horns, but the blindfold, what's going on underneath there? You seem to know where you're going.
Give it a few days.
Oh, okay, won't pry.
Doleth climbs aboard, goes to the corner of the ship, lays down, sleeps.
yeah.
Starting to get that day drinking like tea time headache.
Yeah, Ali Aiden brings you out one of the mattresses and he goes, if you're going to have a sleepover, cousin, always need a mattress and a quilt. And he just drops it next to you.
Yeah, he literally then just grabs the mattress and pulls the mattress over him.
Yeah. He goes, and you will need a nightlight, cousin. And he brings the drift globe and he goes, cast light and stay where you are. And you've got like this drift globe about 10 feet above your head, just letting out dull tones for you as you try to sleep. That's it, sleep, cousin. Sleep forever so I can become king! And he runs off.
Doleth.
Like I told the light to stay where it is, so as it's just where it
Yeah, it
is.
does follow him.
As the ship just keeps going, it just stays there.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys are going to see the siege of Morishbane.
Yes.
Aye.
And what Sister and Dolath and Tom and Arlene will notice is that when speaking to or approaching Vagor, he doesn't turn his head anymore, like at all, to face you.
It's a wee bit disconcerting that.
Over the next period, when you get
Yeah.
I've not even realised you've got a blindfold on yet.
Also, I just seen that message.
What message?
Oh,
Nothing.
don't you worry.
Ah, damn it. Secret messages on the chat log. Okay, yeah. I'm assuming you're telling Tumble to go northeast towards Morishbane.
yes.
Yeah, I can do that. And is everyone get your rest? I'll do this. And then he goes, I can't.
This is an odd sensation.
Yeah, I can't sleep anyway. And as the entire ship begins to move, Agor, you see every intricate moving part moving. It's very strange.
Yeah, I just want to go to sleep because of not being able to see.
Yeah. I need you to make a perception check with advantage.
All right.
Yeah, how does going to sleep?
You didn't, Salt. Oh, that's what we're about to get to.
That he did.
Okay, so you get 23, and as you try to sleep, you realise that it's going to be very, very difficult to sleep on the ship. But you do find that plugging your ears helps somewhat. Like, you can find an area of the ship where there isn't as much intricate moving parts, and you can plug your ears, and you find that your blind sight goes down to like 10 feet. So, just so you know as well, you can never be snuck up on, ever again. Like, as long as they're within...
sad about that.
Yeah, whenever they're in range. If they're outside of range, it's going to be a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but... Yeah, and you find an area where there's like literally a small humming, which leaves your vision kind of like a rippling effect. And it's actually quite relaxing.
Right.
So you stuff your ears full of cloth and you're able to just sleep there. You bring out a mattress. And you just so happen to be in the wing of the airship. So yeah, it is going to be roughly a 10-hour journey to get to Marishbane from here. So it will be early hours of the next morning that you guys arrive.
Lucy, there you go.
Okay, so I'm assuming you will get some sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Arlie Aiden does not. He stands up all night saying words.
It's like really weird ASMR. Just him in the background going, cat, bat, rat.
Yeah.
Dolath is just glad that he's me drunk and knows nothing.
Okay, so the journey is very quiet because most of you sleep through it. It's like one of those pleasant airplane journeys where you actually manage to sleep through the entire journey and wake up on the other side. Like, oh, that was pretty good.
It's like teleported.
Yeah, you teleported.
What's one of them? Jesus.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wish I could do that.
And Tumble does wake you up about 5 o'clock in the morning, just as sun is beginning to rise. And he goes, hey! And then has to walk near Vagor to go to wake him up, but he finds that the moment he steps within about 10 feet Vagor, you notice his presence. And he goes, we're here!
And I'm just like holding up my finger and then whoop.
Yeah.
Unplug my ear. Like,
What? I think we're here? Or we're where Morrisbane used to be? Maybe. Don't know. Come have a look. And as the group...
I just like look, I like turn my head at him and be like...
No, you can't. He doesn't know that really what's going on. But
no, he sees I've got a fucking blindfold on.
Yeah. Okay. So Dolaf and Sister, both of you are yawning as Tumble gets you to stand up and look out of the front window. And what you see before you is something very similar: a huge crater. And inside the middle of it, you guys can see just in the faint glimmer of sunrise, 2 void tendrils forming an archway there.
My head is killing me. Oh,
Yes, mine too.
Jesus Christ! What the bloody hell happened to you, Vagor?
One too many drinks, I guess. I did
What?
try
How?
explaining it to you
No,
yesterday.
sorry. How does drinking do that?
No, drinking does something to your head, causing you to not remember.
Sister, did we drink yesterday? Bloody hell. Oh. Sorry, Vagor, you're gonna have to explain again. What has happened?
I came here searching for something to help us in the upcoming fight, and I found it, and some changes happened as a result.
Right. Good things, I hope. Good changes. That's something. Sorry, your appearance startled me somewhat.
Guess what is it? You can stop waving your arm. I can still see you.
What's going on with the blindfold though?
I'll just pull it off.
What you see is as if someone's put a smelting irons over his eyes. And
Jesus Christ! Oh, that's in the morning. Oh no, not have to do that. Don't be talking about her stomach.
but
What the fuck happened to you?
You asked, and I'll just put it back up.
oh yeah, and just to mention something that Vhagar hasn't noticed about himself, but you guys notice now that he would have not been in his armor as he slept and stuff like that. But he has these dark olive green tribal tattoos traveling from his collarbone, and they spread out in a spider web tribal swirl fashion throughout his entire body.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, the tats are cool, but blindfold and horns. You like bumped yourself up 2, but then knocked yourself down 4. It's a weird mixture. But Jesus Christ, yeah, put the blindfold back on. Wow.
I'll just put it back up.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we?
And you do stare out of the front screen of this airship to see a crater, like I said, with these 2 tendrils spiraling up to form an archway, very much like the one to the south of Ragnarok. But as you peer down, you see a host of tents littered around the edges of the crater, and what remains of Morishbane is a hollow husk of a fortress. Like, the northern wall stands ever so slightly, and you can see like the archways and the slight windows that would make up the tower, but it's hollow inside. And you see that there's a bunch of bigger tents and the kind of what you see in wars, like for the generals, these huge like castle-like tents pitched around the remnants of Morishbane. Morishbane would have once been a very big castle, but now it's just walls and collapsed rubble. But the crater next to it is what makes you also curious, because it's so similar to the one that you guys experienced in Ragnarok.
What's the sigils on the flags on the campsite?
Okay, so you've got a big, colourful green, red, and yellow tent, which symbolises the Wildland army. So that will be the General Efne Tilfana.
Cool.
That will be Lord Cephalus Castor, the High Chieftain of the Silver Plains folk. You see the white, stark white with red dot of the Tabaxi tribes, Hatakahawa Hitoshi, and his son-in-law Anzai Kenshi. You can also see the drab bone and tanned skin tents of Eric Dorbane and Tolborg and their orcish tribes. Also, in the far distance near the edge of the woods, you see the Wolvershire colony flag led by Reynard Silverfall, which is just literally a field of silver flag with a tree in the centre.
Aye, it looks like we won at least, but fucking hell, at what cost?
What? Christ. Give me a... He just pulls out his water skin and just drains the water skin.
Wasn't that meant to be a big fortress?
It was. What of the voidlings? Do you see anything?
I see, no, they seem like all our guys down there at the moment.
Then I suppose we should land and find out what's happened.
Aye, it's a good idea.
Okay, so you notice that as you're landing, everyone in these tents is filing out like soldier ants. Obviously, you've been spotted by sentries, and Tumble goes, I don't think they know it's us, and look, and you see that...
I'll grab a bed sheet and just try to like dangle it off the side and like fly a white sheet.
Yeah, it comes out the bottom, near the hatch, but...
Yeah.
Just drop one out so it looks like a white flag.
Because, and as you depart and begin to descend, you see that there's a large amount of these soldiers appearing out of the woodworks, out of like just everything. The hills to the south, the woods to the east. The road is lined with them, and Dolaf, and all of you, well, except Fagel, notice the flag that you don't recognise. Black. Just pitch black. No other signs. Small camp, but there nevertheless. And Tumble takes the airship down, and you see that you're surrounded by a lot of people with crossbows, bows, spears. A shield wall is formed in an archway around the thing. As far as they were concerned, from afar, it looked like some weird disjointed dragon. And as it approaches, it's some alien technology that nobody understands. And as the ship does lessen, Vagor, you get the ripple below you, and you see the edges of the host. And you recognise the shape. It's weird, because you didn't... This never happened to you before, but you instantly recognise one of them. Like, from up here, even though you can't see them, or if you just sense them.
Alright.
Yeah, and she's small. She's wielding an axe. And the shape of her is all that you need to know. Helga awaits down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seems that I have someone to speak to.
As do I. Tumble, take us down. Stay on the ship with Arliaden.
Got it. Arliaden ain't really stopped saying words all night, so I don't think he even knows we've landed.
Good, good. Stay here.
Got it.
Tumble, on that note, could you perhaps craft a glass ball that looks exactly like one of these, but has absolutely no function?
The drift orb.
Yes.
Give me a couple of hours, and I could make something like that. But when you're done down there, I may want to venture out myself. Binkelwind should be around here somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, so the ship lowers itself to about 30 feet, allowing you to climb down the rope ladder if you want. Mm-hmm. And that's when you all hear a familiar sound, but Vagor sees them, whereas all of you don't, of the void step that the Red Riders make. It's like... It immediately makes you all go for your weapons, yeah. And Vagor, you see above you, and on the wings of the ship, void folk with spears, swords, crossbows, all manner of weapons, await.
Mm-hmm.
On the ship?
Yeah, they've just void stepped up onto the wings, the ceiling, but you guys can't see them, but Vagor can because of his blind sense.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It seems that we have some company up there, but I think they are just making sure that we behave.
In what manner? What kind of company? Sorry.
Never mind, we'll deal with it later.
Are you sure? It sounds like an issue.
Not quite sure it is. Let's talk first, we can fight later if need be. And I'll just descend down the ladder.
Yeah, and as you do,
Okay.
most of you climb out, except for Tumble and Arliaden, and as you stand there, the men begin to part as someone is pushing their way through. And you see the familiar wild elven face, the tattoos, the red auburn hair, and it's all tied up and a little bit messy, like she's hastily done. She's not dressed in armour, but she's still dressed in regal robes, the kind of greens and reds of the Wildlands colours. And she stares you down, and then a smile creeps across her face, Dolaf, as she sees you. She walks towards you all. She hasn't got any weapons on her. And Efne, Tiltafana, the one that you had left in charge of Fort Erenspire before she had left, approaches you and shakes your hand.
Hello. Greetings.
Thank all the gods that you are here.
Why? What has transpired?
Let's go to my tent. And then she goes, "Ah!" to the people. We know them, but good job. Thanks for being vigilant and noticing that this massive ship arrived. But and all the men are just kind of staring you down, and you see the faces of all types here: orcs, halflings, gnomes, half elves, elves, wood elves. You see some void folk littered between them. And Dolaf, you make a perception check. Vagor definitely notices him, but you don't notice him. But Vagor, you met him briefly. You never were quite acquainted to him, but you sense the presence of someone familiar nearby. And on the nearby hill, Pete looks down upon you all, halberd in hand, You notice that Dolaf in front hasn't turned his head to notice him at all, but Pete is keeping what looks like an eye on you. Just watching you, still.
And I'll
silent.
just like lean into Dolaf and just tell him he's there quietly.
Yeah, okay, so Dolaf, you were told. And when you do look to the left, you see him probably about 60 feet away, just standing on like a slight rise.
Was Pete Pete or was Pete Void?
Pete was Void.
Okay, thought so.
Yep.
So I double check.
He left Velocial and everything.
I'll just eye him up.
He
Nice.
gives you, he does actually give you a slight nod, but there's no colour to his eyes anymore. It seems to be black, and he just watches you walk with the general.
Nothing wrong with black eyes.
Yeah, I have more pressing Void folk to see.
And as you guys are led maybe 200 more feet, one of the tents is held open by a servant, and standing there in nothing but his small clothes, as you would expect, Eric Dorbane is like, I've been called! Oh my fucking god, it's Dolaf! Hey! And Fagor!
Hello.
Morning!
That's rather loud.
Sunshine! Sorry. I see you've got a new look. Loving the antlers. And he goes, alright, so what's going on? Slams his hand on the table, knocking some horns and glasses over. And he goes, and that's when Ethne says, quick, before the entire council arrives, we need to talk.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. We rendezvoused at Bradford Castle, like we said, yes? We wanted to
Indeed.
talk to Antonius Bradford about getting troops, help. Well, we got troops, but something went down, Dolaf. So, we're at dinner with Antonius and his wife, yes? And Liam is attempting to look for... Yeah, okay. With his wife, Runa. And, well, previously, their daughter had returned, Old Katla. I don't have to introduce her, of course.
Obviously.
And I knew something was wrong. And, yeah, well, at that dinner, Antonius and Runa, and she says Runa with quotations, and you still don't quite know why yet. Because they were poisoned, and they died that night of the poison.
Really?
None of our clerics could actually get it out of them and heal them. Right, so as Runa gave her last breath, she said something that confirmed my suspicions. She said, I'm sorry, sister. And as she died, the illusion faded away to reveal her actually as the princess of the Wildlands. 40 years ago, my sister had ran away with somebody. It turned out to be Antonius. That means that your wife is technically the heir to the Wildlands.
Interesting.
But
For
it
some reason, I feel like I know this, but I don't know why.
because you had your suspicions when it was explained to her.
Okay.
You did have your theories.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I have vague recollections of thinking this, but can't remember why.
So with Antonius and Bruna Bradford dead, my niece, Katla, and I can't deny that she does take after the appearance of our family as well, has become quite prominent, and I'm a little bit suspicious as to her return, her timely return, and her parents' demise, and that's when the tent flap opens, and Dolaf, your heart kind of catches in your throat.
Skip.
And she stands there, looking. She's got her hood up, so you can't really see much, but what remains of her red hair, which is tattered with white, escapes the side of the hood. She's wearing a black bodice with a black undershirt with a set of black levers. She has her musical instruments and her belt. And as she pulls back the hood, revealing her face, which hasn't changed much other than it looks slightly gaunter, but more pristine and like it shines slightly, her eyes have the usual blackness of the Void Folk, but still have the white around the edges. And she just stares into the room, and you see that the general, who always gave the tough girl act the last time you met her, is silenced. There's just silence in the room. It's very awkward.
Odd Cutler.
Husband?
Do not call me that.
Why not? Ah, you don't have an answer. Anyway, here for business, so I shall continue. She walks into the room, and behind her shuffle in Pete and Mern, flanking her. And then behind them...
That is why.
And behind them comes Helga, and she stands by the door. She doesn't even peer over to Vagor, she just kind of turns her back to guard the entrance. We have more pressing matters, Dolaf, other than your petty need to impress me.
Cared not to impress you, but speak.
She turns straight to the general. Says, Ethne, she's showing no chance of recovery currently. What would you like to do with her? Ethne says, well, we'll keep a close eye on her and keep the clerics at it. Not Catler sneers slightly and goes, what's the point? And Ethne says, the point is that she helped us. And that's when Catler turns to you all and goes, we have an injured person here that you probably want to see or know about. We don't know her name. We just know that she's extremely powerful, because when Jaxis turned up to defend the tower, this thing came with it and took her down. Defeated Jaxis, but in the battle, the explosion caused that crater you see.
Nefneria.
You know her?
A gold dragon, I assume.
She was indeed gold.
I have met her, yes.
Makes sense. Ocatla lets out a slight nod to Ethne and takes a seat, and Eric just goes, ho ho ho, I'm leaving, and he doesn't even leave out the front door, he just lifts up the side of the tent. It just kind of rolls out into the morning air. Leaving, and Ethne says, alright, well, I'll head over and check on her. And looks both at Dolaf and Ocatla as she leaves. Vagor, sister?
Stood in, staying put, I'm reckoning.
Oh, he's staying by Dolaf, cool.
I have some other business to attend to.
Please do.
I'll leave.
As you're going to leave, Vagor, beside the tent, you see Helga is obviously guarding the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Do you stop or?
Am I still in the tent when I notice?
Yeah. You know she's out there. You can sense her.
Okay. Since the tent flaps easily lift up, I just want to get just actually exactly where she is.
Mm-hmm. She turns to face you, says nothing.
Hello.
She nods, greetings. Vagor. There's like a grit in her teeth as she says your name.
Mm-hmm. Seems, well, looks like you've found a cozy place for yourself.
Without Sigmund. But yes. And, just so you know, I killed him. I killed Ungai. I put the last blade at his throat. And as the radiant energy exploded, so did he. And I finally released Sigmund's soul so he could move on. After the damage you and your friends wrought to him.
I do not believe that was entirely of our make.
You caused it. If he wasn't so weak from fighting you and your friends, he wouldn't have died. And you see her hands white knuckle, or you can sense her hands are white knuckle hot against the shaft of her axe, and you can feel her heart going.
Well, much as it's got you wound up, I don't take any of this blame. There was no choice for us in this matter.
No choice to kill my friend, one who extending a hand of kindness to you.
Kindness, yes. Sure.
We were going to go home. I know it wasn't my home, but I was going to go to his home with him. I loved the man, and because of him, Because of you, he is dead. I said I forgave you when I died, but that is wrong. Now I am back, I do not.
Sacrifices must be made on all of our accounts. Yours has been relatively small so far.
Is that a halfling joke you're making?
What?
Oh, never mind.
I thought you should know better than to judge based on size. I'm pretty sure the prejudice against my people is no less than against yours.
You think?
I think it is quite more severe, actually. You're quite well accepted, even if jokes are made about you. Never mind. We do not need to have this discussion. It is of no relevance to our cause. What are you and yours doing here?
None of your damn business.
Oh, but it is. It's definitely my business.
We were here fighting like you should have been.
And what do you imagine we were doing?
I don't know, sitting around in Izzle putting sugar cubes in your tea. One thumb up your ass as you put your thumb up the other ass of your lordling friend in there.
That would have perhaps been preferable to what we're actually doing. So I'm sure that our fight was tougher than yours. But think what you will. If you wish to say, and this one time I am intending it as you intended before, small-minded, suit yourself. And I'll just walk away.
As you turn your back, because she doesn't know about your blind sight, but you see her unclip her throwing axe, and she just goes to throw it at your back. Do you want to roll initiative?
Yeah. But not to fight her.
Okay.
Just to see if I can fix this somehow.
Mm-hmm. It's just between you and her, so...
Yeah.
Does he get to advantage to initiative with his fucking
No,
tremor?
he doesn't get advantage to initiative, but he does get advantage to like, a lot of other rules, like insight and perception and stuff, but
Oh, cool.
not initiative. Okay, so the axe...
At least he's probably not surprised.
Yeah, he's not surprised. No, not at all. I'm assuming a 23 hits?
Yeah. Does it hurt a lot, or is it just that's okay?
No, it's a piercing damage, and it's a hand axe, so it's slashing. But anyway, it hits you in the back, and then she comes rushing forward and uses her second attack as she rages, and everyone hears her bellow out.
All right.
Okay. And then 13 slashing.
All right.
So total 20 slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then she stands there, and you can see that as she's raged, tendrils of void are exiting the back of her shoulder blades and the sides of her head, and you can just all round frightening appearance. But luckily, you can't see her. I would literally make you roll wisdom. So it's your go.
All right. Well, I will rage as well.
Mm-hmm. You notice this is getting some attention.
Yeah, I imagine so. And I'll just if anyone looks like they're planning to interfere on either side, I'll just hold up my hand and stand back.
No, yep.
Draw my spear and say, it's been a while since a good, honest fight.
So she fucking throws an axe at your back.
Then I will recklessly attack her twice.
Nice, okay. Oh, shit, son!
Fucking come here, man. When was the last time you didn't crit with that fucker?
That's what it's there for. So you did 17 damage to her?
Yeah, make that 34.
Nice. So Gungnir flies and just appears in your hand. Turn around, extend it as you leap towards her, legs in the air, stab straight down. She goes, ah! And as the spear hits her, it scrapes across her flesh, and she just turns to you and growls.
Yeah, and as soon as she looks to attack me where I am, I teleport behind her.
Yep.
Shield pops up, and then I go for the second attack. For another 17.
Yep, and That's 1732. So. I should be writing this down. 17. Don't need initiative like that. Okay, so as the spear stabs her in the chest, she stumbles back, brings the hand axe up, not the hand axe, the battle axe, and that's when you realise that she bellows again to go in to attack you, turn around and attack you. Sorry, you see that people are forming, like a Viking shield wall around you. And some of them are already hammering, like they're sleepy-eyed because they've just woken up, but they're all like... And before anyone can even do anything inside the tent, men have formed a blockade around you, a 30-foot by 30-foot diameter of shields. You can't leave. You can't at all.
Good. That's the intent.
She turns and makes 2 reckless attacks at you. I'm just going to do that. And the first one slams against the void shield, and just as she does, she takes a step back, brings her hand up, and you see the void rush down her body to her arm. And then she goes forward for a second attack. Oh wow, she rolled terribly. So yeah, the highest she got there was like 18. So no,
she needs 25.
Yeah, yeah. And as she runs in, her hand goes to touch you, and you just slide out the way. You'll go, Vagel.
Yep. This time some more reckless attacks.
Second one does not hit.
Alright, it's fine.
Okay, yeah, so you leap up, Vagel, and crash across her body with the side of Gungnir, slicing across her chest, and this black blood does indeed spew out. Anything else?
Just take a step back, raise my shield. No, that's it.
And then she brings her hand up, and you see she's contemplating casting a spell, but then she sees all the people around, and probably, even in a rage, like, she decides not to do it. Like, not going to use this spell because it could hurt other people. Doesn't even look like a spell. No, but it looks like a natural ability. It's actually a racial ability, but anyway, then she just charges in. You did reckless on these ones, did you?
Yep.
You did?
I did, yeah.
So what's your AC?
20.
So both hit? Oh man, it didn't work. He does a total of 26 slashing damage to you with the axe. Brings it low, carves across your chest, butts you in the stomach, into the chin, and then slams it into your chest. And then she takes a few steps back to the... This is for Sigmund, Vagor!
Helga uses slashing damage. It's not very effective.
Obviously, but yeah. Neither is your attack to her!
Alright, anything else on her turn? Was that it?
That's it.
Okay. Some more attacks recklessly.
Yeah, just as you do, inside the tent, Otkatla, Dolaf and Sister see her just disappear. Void steps.
What, Orcatla just fucked off?
She void steps outside you.
What a whore.
You actually said maybe you should go see what your people are doing out there. So
That's not what I said. Read it, sir. Read it.
Yeah.
I said the sister to go out. Yeah.
Okay, so the first attack hits.
Yep.
And then she turns back. Goes in for a second swing. Wow, that's alright. And then, of course, that halved.
Yep.
Any normal enemy should be carving that guy in half. But it's your turn, sir. You're kind of like circling each other, and all of these people are going. And in kind of the Wildland chant, Dolaf gets the kind of Elven dialect. It's coming out to most of you in Elvish, if you know it, as Die chant Irina, but to him he knows it's kind of like an official duel. Like it's a way that Wood Elves settle debts.
Yep.
If Cutler has left, I'll come outside to watch.
Yep. And you see Old Cutler is on the opposite side of the circle, watching what's going to happen. Basically, doesn't intervene, just watches.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll push myself to the front, but I won't do anything.
Yeah, I'll just keep on going. So recklessly.
Yep, first one hits. Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
You're not using any spells? Nope. No hex or anything.
She didn't seem to. No, I can't hex while I'm raging,
No.
anyways.
Okay, so the first one hits. (12/6). She runs in, bashes into you, goes for a swing, and you collides with your shield. And then on the second swing, she bats the shield out of the way, kind of gives you a jab, and as you go to miss that, she just with one hand battle axe into the chest, leaving a scrape across your body. She just brings herself open and goes, "What are those horns for if you're not using them? Come on!"
Alright. And then I will just charge at her with the horn.
Ah! She throws the axe to the. Oh,
nice.
shit! Yeah, she throws the axe to the side, grabs the horns, and they pierce into her. She's like, "Ah! Ah!" As she grabs hold of them. So I go straight through her rage, by the way. So that's 16 nature damage straight to her.
And then 17.
17, just one off a hit. So yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, so you go for the antlers, and she's grabbed onto them, and then you go for the Gungnir, and she's like, "Ah!" Ah! As she is thrown up in the air. But she does, with her axe thrown to the side, tries to grapple you, sir.
Alright. I think she has disadvantage on this, right? She's one size smaller than me.
Is that the way that works?
I think so.
Oh wait, you get advantage in rage, don't you? So
I have advantage on strength checks while in rage anyway, yes. But
It's got to be 2 sizes larger than
is
before
it
you get
2?
advantage.
Ah, okay.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
she got a 16.
When rolling a 1?
No, she has advantage.
Well. I have a
I'm
16
guessing.
as well.
Yeah. So this is a very cool moment when, from Dolap and Sister's perspective, she whacks you. You whack her. She uppercuts you, grabs hold of your horn, tries to bring you down, and you're like, "Ah!" And then just at that moment, she lets go, ducks out the way, rolls, grabs the hand axe, and then
Alright.
kind of runs back, goes for that last attack with it. And or anyone.
Yeah, that hits.
She just does a Cloud Braver. She just leaps up in the air, "Ah!" Tuff! Slams past your shield into your shoulder. You do let out a kind of a wail, not like a yelp, as it hits in there, and it's very, very strong.
How is she looking?
Hurt. Very
Alright,
hurt.
good. Then just carry on.
How's Vago looking?
Yeah, he's hurt as well. But that's,
Yeah.
he doesn't. Yeah. 13 misses.
I'm afraid it does.
Oh, that one.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh. It'd be more scary if you didn't constantly roll shit on your crit damage. Like, that's not too bad, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's max
so-
damage on the crit.
So you go in for the antlers, and she just ducks out the way, but on the backswing, you swing Gungnir round. She doesn't expect you, and you don't even turn around,
Stand
because
back,
you
yeah.
just stand back, and she goes, "Ah!" and goes straight through her chest, and out the other side. Black blood spits up out of her mouth onto the floor. And then she turns around and swings.
Yeah, needs a 25 now.
Okay, so she got... Oh, that was good.
Crit.
She got a 20 and 8 plus... So that's plus 8, so 14. No, the first attack you managed to block with your Void Shield, but the second just shatters it. And then she goes... "Ah!" and goes in for that strike. So basically just... 2d12 plus 7.
So, as I said, a good honest fight.
Yep. Oh, that was terrible. Talking to crit damage, Curtis. That was bad. Okay, so it's your go, Vigor.
Yep.
That's it.
I'll just keep doing the combo.
So, Gungnir, straight into her chest. Her axe drops out of her face. And then you bring the antlers. And as they cut through her and tear her in half, lower torso goes flying up into the air. No, the upper torso goes flying up into the air. raining blood and black blood all around you, dripping down past your eyes, and then immediately in front of you, Vagor, the Orb of Annihilation appears.
Alright.
Are you gonna...
And then I'll tell everyone to just back away.
Yeah, by the way, at that moment, Katla teleports right next to you, Vagor, looks at you, and then just stabs a dagger in the earth next to you, and you see it glow with radiant energy, and then she just teleports back out.
Alright.
You can either kill her with dagger, or you can do your thing. It's up to you. You got two, or you could just let her respawn in 1d10 days. You know the way it works.
Yeah.
You've got absolute control over her destiny right now.
Oh shit! I've forgotten some of the things from Gungnir as well.
Yeah, it's right at the end. The new stuff.
No, there's lots of new stuff on there that I haven't added to the sheet. Sorry.
I don't think any of the players actually know what this is either.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take it.
You're gonna do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna use
there's all their powers now.
Yeah, you're gonna use your level 12 ability, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone sees Vagor bring Gungnir up into the air, and then stab it into the ground next to him. And as the tattoos let out void energy, brings his hand in front of the orb. And by the way, as you do this, all of the void folk in the crowd just let out a gasp. They've never seen this before. At all. Even though Katla's face drops. It's the first time Dolaf has seen her emotion on her face. It's fear. It's pure fear. As Vagor suddenly seems to grow larger as his shadow grows longer, brings his hand out, the orb begins to lessen slightly. Okay, so Vagor, we have a contest of wills as you try to eat her.
Yeah. Of course, it's also the whole. Like, I think the shadows at this point will take over the natural appearance, and the horns will sort of grow gnarly, black, and twisted.
Okay,
as the eyes shade over.
Can you roll a d20?
I can.
Roll to consume.
Can you roll a d20?
Yeah.
The fuck? Okay, now roll another one. So you've rolled, one for her, one for you.
Yeah, it's 2 to 1.
Let's go again.
Oh!
Oh!
It's 2-2.
No!
Yeah!
Just at that moment, Vagor, as you're fighting with her, inside you hear her screams. No, this isn't right. This isn't how I'm meant to go. Don't do it, Vagor. And
then there's the gravity.
Yeah. And as you push the orb into a small circle, like it's maybe 3 or 4 inches in diameter, everyone sees him turn his palm around, and it slides straight into his chest. There's a jolt in your body, Vagor. You've absolutely destroyed her soul and body.
Yep. Good.
Yep, whatever. Carry on.
Rip.
It is what it is, don't worry.
And for about another minute or so afterwards, you see Vagor just sitting there on the ground, shaking. And then eventually, slowly, he turns back to normal. He says, I did not wish for this to happen, but she gave me no choice.
Well, that was pretty gnarly.
Can I give my best, you better fucking watch yourself, bitch eyes to Orcatla?
You can roll an intimidation check. By the way, this point, Vagor,
Yep.
lasts for 7 days.
Okay.
It's
I want to
temporary.
add. I can add.
Does it
this
actually
because-
increase it to a modifier? So yeah, just keep in mind you've got it, just in case you do it again to something else.
Yeah. Okay.
You feel like she wasn't sustenance enough, and if you'd done that to a Red Rider, the bonuses would have been significant. They're doing it to an original, like normal Void Folk. Doesn't seem to. It's like a tiny morsel of treats. It's like getting a tiny starter and never getting a big meal.
Tease.
Okay.
Need a red rider hunting there.
Yeah, he is an anti-Red Rider. Okay, so Dolaf, as you give her the bitch eyes, he just gives you a smile and turns so that you don't see her emotion, but Vagor can see it.
I'll
It
just
is-
look back at, turn my head towards Vega and smile. Not towards Vega, towards Dolaf and smile.
That's really kind of like horrible and serial killerish. Like, I just ate someone, you just turn and just give her a nice friendly smile. Like, but I did.
I did good.
Well done, you've got your revenge. The crowd does disperse, by the way, and Katla does, after a while, motion to Pete, who walks past Dolaf, picks the dagger up from the dirt, and then goes to hand it to her.
You can see that now that Svegar's calmed down a little bit again. There's blood everywhere. Like, he's pretty hurt.
Yo, that barbarian bitch fight. How many hit points were you on?
40.
Oh shit! Yeah, I guess a couple of lucky rolls on her end, and she could have won that.
Yep. Perhaps. Maybe.
Well fought, Vagor. Well fought.
Yes, as I said, it was not my intent to fight her, but she did not seem to be able to let it go.
The Void folk seem to have that persuasion. I understand.
Reading the crowd as well, you seem like you've got my wee bit scared. I guess I would be as well if I was immortal, but no longer immortal. Yeah. You know the conversation we had before about you not getting evil? You know, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
I've managed to alleviate that to a great degree.
Cool. Cool.
You should tend to your wounds, Vagor. I think we're done here. Maybe back to the ship.
And that's when Ethne says, "You do not want to see this gold dragon?"
Yes, we should. Will you be okay, Vagor?
I will. I'll simply need some time.
Good. Then, would you lead the way to Nifneria, please?
Sure. And Ethne leads you across the camp to what looks like a large white tent. And you see there are some armoured individuals with different symbols all over their tabards, the different deities and gods. And as you walk in, you see most of them are elvish. A lot of them seem to be from the Wildland. They're elven clerics. And as you walk in, you do see, situated on one of the pallets in the far corner, is Nefneria, the in a humanoid form, believe it or not. Elvish, live blonde hair, and you can see that she's quite battered and bruised.
Nifneria.
The eyes flicker open. Ah,
Yeah, we owe you our thanks.
it's you.
It is I.
I was on my way to Phyrexian, my love, and I sensed the presence. Knew you needed help.
We thank you greatly for it.
I couldn't have too much void energy gathering in one place. So I teleported her in a random direction, and you had told me about Morash Bane before. My mind just went there, and we, just as the siege was ending, crashed into the castle, and our fight was terrible, but luckily the explosion had hurt Jaxis significantly, and the men and women here, these brave souls, helped me take her down.
Done good work. You've done good work. Phyrexian comes for you. He is a great distance, but his heart longs.
I can't fly at the moment. No, life. Sister, I can send him messages with magic, so I will get to that once I am recovered. My body does not feel like it is recovering by any normal means. Whatever Jaxis did to me, it's rotting away in my insides.
I imagine no clerical magic has helped you so far.
None. But they
Perhaps
have.
you should try, sister. You are powerful. I have seen your divine nature at work.
I could give it a go, possibly. Maybe with a blessing of ball there. See if we can do it. See if we can do something. Right. Looking at what I'll do is I'll roll a something. Can I try and determine exactly what's going on with the first, whether it
Yeah, you
is
can make a medicine
magical
check.
or a curse or whatever.
Yeah, make a medicine check.
What shit? What 13?
You can.
Well, no, it'll be a 19. I've got an advantage because of Balder's knowledge.
You do pull back the covers to examine the wounds on her chest, and she's rather nude, but this is medicine. And you do see that she has 3 claw marks crisscrossing across her chest that are, as you put your hand in the wounds, you see these black veins pulsating in them. And these black veins are also very hot to the touch. She's got an infection, probably poisoned.
What am I reckoning then? A greater restoration will do it.
Up to you. With that medicine check, you can't quite know.
I'll give it a crack.
If it's just poison, greater restoration is more than enough, but who knows what's going on.
Bit of Boulder Vein magic there. I'm going to expand, call upon the blessing through the weapon. Going to use 6 of my divinity points.
Okay.
6 of them up, and then cast. I've got to use my greater restoration.
So you use 6 divinity points to cast Great Restoration.
Uh-huh.
And
I imagine if I use it through Boulder Bane with the divinity points, there's no material cost.
Yep. And as you cast it, you notice that one of the wounds heals. It does work, but only on one of the afflictions, and she has 2 more.
The two of us look the same as the first one. Just
yeah,
seems like
very. Yeah, they're just like 2. They're like 3 claw marks she probably suffered in her dragon form that have stayed as she reverted.
Just 30 seconds, I'll be back.
I seem to be somewhat effective, but I'm kind of spent with my magical powers. Explain to any more clerics that you see what I've done to you today. It's quite a costly spell normally, but someone of your caliber, I can sure be able to afford the cost. Any powerful cleric, though, should be able to.
She does actually giggle slightly. I feel slightly better, thank you. Thank you, cleric. But you know what's so ironic about this situation? That I passed up the opportunity to learn this spell some 100 years ago.
Right, that's the one. The divinity magic is the best magic.
She is able to get out of bed now as she kind of like moves slightly. You see her feet touch the floor, and she kind of wobbles to her feet and then sits back down.
So she's missing hit points as well. Is that an issue?
She's missing a lot of hit points, and you realise that So yeah, you cast heal on her. She doesn't restore any hit points at all. You realise that as you cast the heal spell, she's afflicted with something that stops her recovering hit points, and that is the problem. But the heal spell does remove one of the wounds as you cast it.
Ah, sweet.
It does the same effect as Greater Restoration.
Cool.
I'll try and offer the only service that I potentially can, and I will cast a 9th level Dispel Magic.
Nice. But as you
From a rash, of course.
What are you targeting? Please tell me what you're targeting.
The wound.
The wound, not her. Good, because then she would turn into a giant gold dragon in the middle of a tent.
Yeah.
And that's why I stuck his dick! Hey, it's a toad! Hello! Okay, so the Dispel Magic, the 9th level, does actually dispel it, but the wound stays.
And then I guess I'll bang one of these on him.
Yeah, so the 9th level spell does work, Dolaf. It removes the curse that's stopping her getting hit points. And then the moment, Sister Bernadine then touches her with a Cure Wound spell, done. The wound closes. And she just goes...
There we are then. With a little bit of help,
Yeah,
we managed to wrap you up.
Her eyes take back the usual...
I'll send you a bill in the post.
She laughs.
Jewels, gold coins, dragon scales, all forms of payments are acceptable of ourselves.
generally wine and mead of some kind would do
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah, the usual golden eye colour returns to her. She sits up and then runs her hand across her chest, forming cloves instantly as part of the transformation. Looks down. Definitely receive something for this. She stands, wobbles slightly. Okay,
We were
still think
definitely
I'm
only
slightly
joking
hurt.
as well. You were helping us, remember?
I
did
think
kinda
we
save us
owe
some
the debt here, honestly.
Exactly.
She nods. Thank you. Is there anything I can do to help you, though? I'm well versed in this land. I know where everything is.
A myriad of things, I suspect.
Then
The list is literally countless.
let's return to wherever you are shacked up in your tent, and you can ask me questions, and I can answer with ones that I know. I can give you answers to the ones that I know.
We don't want
We
to
have
keep
no
you too
tent
long,
here.
We don't want
But
to keep your husband for too long either, though. So we'll be quick in our question making.
Before I left, I made sure that my eggs were well guarded. Do not worry.
good.
I can stay for some time.
Grand then, right? Let's drink the night away. I've never tried it out the Rinker Dragon. Definitely manageable, I reckon.
That's when you're very severely disappointed when she looks at you and says, "I don't drink."
And I do
Everyone.
not want to drink again. Thank you, sister.
Everybody drinks. You haven't found the right one. Try come try some of my homebrew.
I would try
Yes.
a sip.
Get some magical ambrosia art on it. Let's try Charm a Dragon.
Yeah, legendary your resistance.
Meanwhile, I'm just having a short rest and I'll be right back. I'll drink.
Yeah, well, anyway, Arne, we're about to end the session there. So
okay.
yeah, so we will end the session as Nefneria is following you to the outside of the tent to head back to the airship. So well played today. We got a lot done.
Huzzah!
But it's magical what you get done when there's not all the aiding and tumble around.